You see, there's a difference between living in your mind, creating your whole life based on assumptions, illusions, and situations created in your head, as how different it is that you are a person that is able to stay in the present without overthinking and being able to see different perspectives at once and understanding different things at once because it is at peace. Just as it is important, both of them are. Can't take one and leave the other out. But the process of the mind is tricky. So you need to be aware. And when are you thinking? You thinking what you want to think about, something positive, a problem that you want to solve, situation you want to solve, etc. Or if it is that simply you're not in the right moment at the right time doing those two things that you want to do. For example, what we usually get, which is most of us have probably experienced it, is let's say we are putting a nail on the wall, and as we're putting the nail, instead of just putting with a finger and measuring and hitting it, we are, as we are about to hit it, we are measuring it and thinking, am I actually gonna hit it? Am I this and that? And thinking a whole bunch of things, or actually thinking of a situation that's going on outside of even that situation in the present moment, which is you and the nail and the hammer. So you could imagine, and this causes for the person to hit his finger with the nail, and then is asking itself, what happened? Oh my god, I'm so dumb, so clumsy, whatever. But you must be aware and learn to accept that you decided to follow that thought pattern, that you know, if you would have trusted yourself in that instance, that you would have pop hit it with the nail, just as with a gun. Whoever knows about shooting arrows, gun, or anything, you know that there's a moment, there's a split second of no hesitation when your body in your hand and the movement in your hand and your eyesight correspond to the target. But it's like it's a second that you can't think about it. It's just you feel it and you know it. It's just like that. Just like that. So the main point here is pinpointing which one are you giving more power to? Which one is governing your life? Are you thinking for better planning? Are you thinking for healing? Are you thinking for understanding? Are you thinking for self-acknowledgement, self-healing, self-motivation, are you using this thought pattern to criticize in your head, or are you using it to create positive thoughts in your mind about other people that otherwise automatically would be negative thoughts about them? You know what I mean? So you must be really aware, because when you start the process of spirituality, it is very confusing for a lot of people, this little detail, because We are dealing with something that we are trying to express and explain the unexpressible and the unexplainable, and something that we designed so perfectly imperfect, that is the language, that confuses us every time that we try to explain our point of view to someone else, because that someone else never understands it the way that you understood it, and the way that you really like wanted to pass it on. And if that ever happens, you feel that connection, and it's an unstoppable force. But you need to understand which one are you giving power to, and which one is governing your moment. Because you're always in the moment, regardless of you're aware of it or not. If you're an autopilot or not, if you're aware of what you're doing or not, if you're partially aware of what you're doing or not, if you're ignorant totally of what you're doing and what's going on around you or not, you know. And it is just like that with the gun, in the moment. We also get moments of clarity, that we get to analyze ourselves and see these things so clear, and then we change, and we see and we analyze, and those moments are so important. Those moments are so important. And what is sad, and but it's how it is, we mostly find those times in our darkest times. It's like our pinch of light. It's like our wake up. You're better than that, It's like our bang. It's like our inner most divine being inside of us, always guiding us and telling us where we should go. But then there's other one that we know, and you know we've seen it on the cartoons and everything. This is too old already. And for example, right now, I find myself in right now. Actually, I'm really relieved. But a couple of hours ago, I was really feeling very, how can I put it, very frustrated, very um impotent, because there's so much things the more I study, the more I learn, the more I meditate, the more I think and analyze myself. And it's like I change completely, like my way of thinking, and it just improves, or it messes up my life completely in just one decision. And we all have to go through that, because there's no manual that says like what do you feel, that, and if, and like what you feel, if it's right or not. Or you sometimes just feel that drive towards something, and you just have to go for it you know and you analyze if that's gonna work out for you, in a positive manner, or if not. And if it does, then you go ahead and you give it all you have. And if you find that that is the place where you can give it your all without holding back, then go ahead and by all means give it your all, and put your mind, heart, effort, and everything you got on it. And from there, you analyze then your other priorities and all the things in your life and everything. Because we need to learn how to maintain the balance, which is the thing that gets us more anxious. because we sometimes find ourselves trapped in a financial situation and um, love situation that really just encloses us in spaces that we really don't want to get ourselves involved into, but just it happens, and it has to happen, and it will happen. And if you don't like it, then what can I say? None of us do. I understand you. But it will go on. Might as well accept the cycle of life as it comes and learn as much as possible from each and every one of you, as I learn each and every day about myself. I love you. Again, analyze. Are you thinking for your own good, or are you thinking for your own damnation? Or is your mind taking you to your own damnation? Or it could be it's your mind taking you to success. You never know. Life, nothing surprises me anymore. Tell you the truth, nothing surprises me anymore at all. I really, really believe now that everything is possible. Right this moment, I could tell you, right this moment, I have a pretty clear certainty that yes, everything is possible. Because, oh my God, if we start analyzing what it already is, like, this is incredible. If we look at it in what we see, if we look at it as in the micro life or in the macro life, whichever, it's beautiful. If you analyze it, how everything works, how we work, our molecular system, our cells, our brain, our stomach, our skeleton system, our nervous system, every system, what the hell? We don't even like ask ourselves, you know, how can I keep this system that it composes me in this present moment here in this lifetime? How can I keep me in the best optimum shape for myself, that I feel good, that I could walk and I feel my legs are strong enough to carry me, even if I fall, I could still handle, you know? I know a lot of people that it's just give it away, it's just with their mouth, they're like, oh yeah, I'm getting this diet and all this and all that, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But if you give up in the middle of the process, then it's going to be harder. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this to you as much as I'm saying it to myself. You best believe that. If you started it, you're already in pain. You're already, in there. Keep in there. That's what you love. And that's what you love. Then, when I stop doing it, it's just like, all it does is just brings me disappointment, and I start bring all these negative emotions in me that I don't really want, but they come because of the actions that I decide to take in a daily routine, you know? So we must be aware of what causes what as well. Because sometimes things happen in our daily life and we're like, what the fuck, why this happened to me, you know? And it's us that caused it. And oh my God, I had to wait till that's so harsh. Oh, what? Oh my God. That's always so hard. Since I was young, it's like I just saw myself just like, wait, but me, I'm here sitting down, and I know all these people are passing by and they see me thinking something about me that is not anything that I'm thinking, and I would just stay there sitting down analyzing this and feeling different, like what, and misunderstood. I never felt understood as I was growing up. I never felt understood, but I did feel loved. I did feel loved, which is why I'm so thankful to a lot of my family members that showed me that love. I'm so thankful forever. To my grandma, my grandpa, uncles, aunts, cousins, you know, that made my life a wonderful adventure growing up, you know, with all the hardships and everything. But now in this moment, and through all these times that as I've been going up and everything, I realized, like I said, there's no manual, you know. They're not at fault. You know, they probably didn't even know what I know, you know what I'm saying? So some people don't like reading. Some people just live in their own world, you know, like my grandfather, for example, didn't go to school. I think he dropped out in school like in 6th grade or something. I don't know, something like that. And that man, any anybody who sees that man gotta respect that man. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't have any like intellectual things like that. But come on, man, when my grandfather sits down and talks to you, you gotta listen. You know, it's just intriguing. It's just like, whoa, this man, he knows things. You know, you can be judging people, but those people, my grandma, my dad, I remember all the struggle my parents went through to raise me, you know. I remember it all. My dad thinks that I don't remember a whistle that he taught me years ago when I was a kid. he he told me, if I remember the story correctly, he told me that this old man, he used to play like the saxophone or something, I think is what it's called, or the trumpet, one of those, on an empty pool, like around in the middle of the night after a party was like it was about to end. And this guy played like most of the times that they had parties there, and he played this melody. Yeah. And I remember all that. I have a memory of my dad. He I he was carrying like this big sack of clothes or whatever it was. I think it was clothes. And I remember his neck just got like that sideways. He couldn't move it. He couldn't move his neck. I remember that. All the hardships that they had to go through. Man, I love my parents. It's just you know some differences in opinions, some differences in ideals, and life choices and decisions that are not very much accepted, or something. And I know everybody feels related to me. So that's why I know, like, we're all one. Like, we're so much alike each other, and we just don't give ourselves the time to even share our stories with each other. Like, every day we're just like superficial, like, hey, how you doing? I'm good. You? I'm good. Cool. Did you eat? Yeah. You? Yeah. What did you eat? Soda and crackers. Oh shit. Soda and crackers. But that's not food. Yeah, but I haven't been feeling hungry, so that's enough for me right now. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Gee, gee, gee. Like, nobody wants to get into deep conversations anymore. Like, hey, how do you feel right now? Do you feel that you're like going the right direction in your life? Do you feel that you in 5 years you're gonna be what you plan on being? What do you plan on being 5 years from now? Do you see how do you see yourself 5 years from now? Do you even feel happy now? When was the last time somebody asked you if you were happy now? You know? When? Even that. Even that. And I notice it seems to repeat the cycle again. And I don't want to be part of that cycle. I see most of households, parents and their kids are enemies. I don't want to be part of that. You know, I spoke to my parents in like many ways, but my mom, I speak nicely. I speak all the time with my mother. But my dad, this is what he says. This is only from me. With everybody else, he WhatsApps, Facebooks, everything. But from me, he doesn't want me to text him. You know. So like, if I text him, this is what he does. Like, really, if I text him, he ignores it. He ignores it. If I text him again, he may answer, but not answer me directly anything related to what I said on the message. What he would do is he will forward me messages or images or videos or audios. Everybody that has my dad as a contact knows that he sends a lot of stuff every single day. And I told him a long time ago, when I was younger, I told him, hey, and I remember that I was living in Dominican Republic, and he was living here in Miami. He was just kept sending me stuff and the same pictures over and over. My phone was piling up. I'm like, hey, you already sent me this. Please stop sending it, because it auto downloads to my phone and it's filling my phone. There's his answer. Uh, well, I will send them as many times as I want to send them. I'm like, okay. Then if you keep sending them, I'm going to block you. Or let me check. Let me see if I could at least take the auto download off. I did that to the auto download off and all set. But you understand, like, sometimes it is our way of coming at people. It's not sometimes, it's always. It's our way of coming at people that changes the whole outcome. You know, the misunderstanding, the everything, because you could go with such a closed mind that it's just that and there's nothing else exists, you know? And we can never advance like that. That's where all the wars come in and everything. And I'm starting to realize that the hard way, because I have a very strong way to express myself, you know? And I sometimes seem like I'm upset or something, or like I'm gonna, you know, but I'm like the chillest person I've ever met, you know? And it's just my way. Like, what can I say? It's just how I am, you know? I used to raise my voice. Now I don't raise my voice because, you know, so now I sound a little neutral, but still, it's just my way of being. I am very focused. People think like how I see them, I'm focusing on them, like to pay attention to what they're saying, like what's up. I'm looking at their eyes and they're thinking, I don't know, they feel like they've told me that they feel harassed and stuff. I'm like, I don't understand what you're telling me, like, you know, like, it's just me. And you know me, like, what's up? What are you talking about? Yeah, I know you're cool, but it's this, that. I'm like, okay, okay. Well, I guess that's respect, I guess. Just keep the respect mutual. Nothing will happen, I guess, you know. That's it, you know. Because life is beautiful and we're all here to live together, you know. But you never know. Anything can happen, you know. Anything can happen. But regardless of all of that, I love my parents so much. And I wish, you know, like me and my dad, I lived with them now for 4 years when I came here to Miami, and that just made me a saint right there. That just made me like a superhero, because everybody knows my dad. If you ask anybody like in the family, they tell you about my dad. And me living in his house with him for 4 years, whew, man, it was a lot. It was tough, but I grew a lot. I learned a lot. I took advantage of it, like on every situation prior to that in my life, because I'm here to learn. You know, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. You know, I don't have all the answers. I talk over here, and it's like I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to everybody, and hoping that it will help you, like it helps me express myself. You know, and talk about anything and all of this. You know, expressing and teaching what I know. It just makes me feel good, you know. I do it with my friends thank me and all of that. It's an amazing experience. No words can describe it. I won't even try. But, you know, life is beautiful. We have to take it like it comes. Remember, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That is a powerful prayer that has guided me for many years. It has gotten me out of places that, because of that phrase, I knew and I remember that I couldn't change that as much as I tried. And if I tried, it wasn't going to give me anything good anyway. You know, just let it go. And the things that I can change, then just let's do it. Let's work it out. What's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer of that. And if you know me, you know that. You know? I'm a firm believer of that. Get up. Get going. Get up. Get going. Stop, think, analyze, plan, meditate, refresh, Is it? Yep. Okay. Let's roll. You know? Think, analyze, tripped over, fail. Oh shit. Should I is there a tree that I could grab? You know, okay. I didn't fall all the way to the bottom. So let's find out where that I can get to the top now and see what happened that made me fall so I could now not fall in the same way. If I'm gonna fall, it has to be different, you know? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on fucking me, you know what I mean? So we can't have that. This is how it is. Like like I heard on motivational audio a long time ago. If you fool me, I can't get fooled again. You know, like if I get fooled again, it's my fault. There's no second time. If I get fooled again, like what the fuck? You gotta be like some real magician or I mean, like or really changed it a little bit and thought about it so it didn't look the same. But if it was the same, then I need to revise myself. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep up because I come since this is audio, I come up with visuals, audio visuals, you know, that may confuse a lot of people sometimes. But if you can keep up, then you're awesome, you're the best, and you are the bomb, man. Oof, incredible, for real. So yeah, man, I'm really thankful to be able to express myself, be able to feel that I could change the world at least, you know. Because I believe that one person at a time, we can make a difference, you know. The things we don't like, we can talk about it and express it and, you know, tweak it and say, okay, hey, we could do this, we could work this out. Like, I don't like this, and what about that? Like, what's up, you know? I believe that'll work out better than just making assumptions and believing that everybody's like whatever your mind tells you or whatever, you know what I mean? Just because they look at you and you're already making up a whole bunch of story in your head, depending on how they look at you, you're already like, oh my god, this guy just cut the my you okay? He's creating all the, you know, like. And what happened was he just looked at one thing and looked at another thing, and you just happened to be in the middle of in between those things that he looked at. And he didn't pay attention to you, but you feel that he cut your eye, he cut your eyes. You know what I mean? You already create a whole commotion out of that. Oh, and the other person's like, "What you talking about?" You know what I mean? It's not that it's not possible that the person did do it on purpose, but you know, it's possible that they didn't do it on purpose. You should ask. You know, like, hey, you know, if it bothered you or something, if you knew that person, like, hey, loco, tú me estás contando eso, no sé, como que, no, 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 what happened, you know, Spanglish right there. But this is how it is. We should communicate more, you know, we shouldn't be such afraid of each other. We shouldn't be so afraid of each other, but this, all this negativity going on is what keeps us afraid of each other, you know, but it's, we created ourselves, you know, with our everyday actions. Maybe we 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 said something that we shouldn't say to somebody, and that created a chain reaction. You know, we probably as a kid or something bullied somebody, and that kid came out to be, you know, like the biggest bully or whatever. Something, you know. Everything always triggers something, so you gotta always be careful and watch out as much as you can. Don't push yourself, don't kill yourself, don't none of that and anything, you know. But like, as much as your ability, as long as you're giving the best you can give, that's all you need to give. What else can you give if you can give nothing else? You know what I'm saying? So that's it. Go for it as much as possible. You know, keep going. When you get tired, just stop. It's your life. Just don't do it no more. You know, you accept your consequences of what you decide. That's it. Simple. You know, if it may come with struggle, whatever, but that's the decision. Some things backfire and everything. That's understandable. It's just life, you know. Just every scientist know this, and if you're doing an experiment, it's bound to come out wrong. It's bound to do whatever chemical reaction is gonna do, because you don't know what it's gonna do. Obviously, you know what I mean. So we sometimes live our life like we should know things, and people judge us 'cause we should know things, 'cause we should do, like, what the fuck? What do you mean I should know this? What do I should this? Like, what the fuck? You know, I know millions of things that you have no clue that is even knowable, and I know you have millions of things that I don't know that are even knowable. So you know, so how dare you say that? You know what I mean? Just because you don't understand me doesn't mean that that I'm, like, necessarily wrong, but it could be. Why not? You know, come with arguments and prove it or whatever. And then in any given situation, that's why everybody is there, learning from everybody. You know, that's it. That's how I see it. I don't see the need for violence and all these things. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. You know, and who's ever spoken to me about any conflicting topic knows this. They know it. And as soon as it's gonna be like out of control, I'll be like, hey, listen, look, I explained things clearly there, and it's worked out well. So I don't see why it wouldn't work out well for you. You know, it's not always gonna be all perfect, this and that. People have their own reactions and their own things that you must understand. And I must understand, and I must be aware of that every single moment of my life and every single moment of my interactions with people every single day. So we're all in this together. Like High School Musical. Let's get it. I love you. I love you so much. But not like just to say that I love you or something, because love also implies hate at some point. There's a couple of things that I just dislike about humanity and the world, etc. But in essence, I do love us all. You know what I mean? Like I love what our essence is. Love, what that essence that we really seek for it, even though it disguises as hate. What really caused that hate was the absence of love. So we're all looking for that love, you know what I'm saying? And we must understand this in order to understand each other. And that is why I say I love you. Because even if I don't understand you, I try to. And I think of ways of, talking to the person, to be like, hey, how can we come to an agreement? Like, or what's going on? They told me this. What's up? There's something you want to say? I see that you're looking like kind of down. As soon as we spoke about the situation 2 hours ago, what happened? Like, be able to talk and be able to notice. When you notice those things, don't just stay in your head and have that conversation in your head, because I know you've done it. I've done it. We've all done it. And I talk to people every single day. Talking to me, they do it. I do it. We all do it. It's something that we must always be aware that we do it in order to be able to stay here in the moment and value that presence. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way that we could value that presence and feel the spirituality in our body and in us, that we are so enrooted and connected and grounded in such a peaceful way with the universe. That it's like the answers just come. It's like we're synchronized with everything, you know? And it's that love, when we feel that love of the universe just guiding us and gliding through it, you know? We're able to do that every single day with the power of love. Let's share some love today. Love you.